Hey, I just was sitting here in silence because I was like, why did YouTube do that? Why is YouTube being so mean right now? She's being a little mean and judgmental, but it's okay because I'm going to make it up by doing a longer stream. And yeah, what the heck happened? I don't know. Because like, I was just chilling on my live stream and then all I saw was, hey, your life's about to go down. And I was like, no, please don't. Please don't. YouTube is being a little racist. She is. But anyways, get this like spike. Today we're going to be reacting to 14 horror stories animated. And we're going to see if these people are smart or these people are dumb. Okay? If the lights ends again, I'm deleting YouTube. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Your YouTube is bipolar. I swear. But it's okay. My dad in hell. That's the first one we're reacting to, guys. I'm kind of scared.
This happened to me when I was 10.
Oh, goodness.
I was sleeping in my room. Suddenly, the entire house started to shake with a huge crash.
Oh, no.
Just like an earthquake. I was awakened with panic. I was trembling with fear, thinking that was an earthquake.
Oh, my goodness.
At that moment, I heard my dad scream in his room. I ran to his room right away and saw a mysterious being standing in front of him. It was as enormous as it was about to break through the ceiling, and my dad was absolutely overwhelmed with that horrible ambience.
I'm sorry. But can we talk about the way this thing looks? The way this thing be looking. Why it look like that? He said The Rock. That man ugly. I fall and I can't get up. The way this thing is looking right now. What is that? What is that? Me when my brother wakes me up? Right, like, get some style. Like, it's giving Dusty. It's sneezing.
Break through the ceiling, and my dad was absolutely overwhelmed with that horrible ambience.
What is
the
it?
horrifying creature talked.
What happened to
In 5 years, you will be dragged to hell.
Ooh.
My dad cried and begged desperately on his knees. No! Please, I beg you, I have a little boy! The being blustered in a threatening voice.
You committed the unforgivable sin.
Oh my god.
You will burn in hell.
Then it disappeared.
Okay, Voldemort.
My dad collapsed to the floor, devastated. Next day, he looked so grim and nervous. I was also frightened, but I didn't talk about what happened last night.
What's
After
going
several
on?
days, we went back to our normal routines, as if we completely forgot about that day. Time passed away in an instant.
Without
And
consent,
exactly
right?
5 years later from that day, my dad vanished. The police handled it as a missing person case.
Oh my goodness.
They tried to track all his records and follow up on clues, but couldn't find anything. It has already been 2 years since his disappearance. His whereabouts still unknown. In the CCTV records, the police saw my dad leaving work by driving away in his car from the parking lot of the company building.
Oh gosh.
Then, his car was found in a distant alley. Only his clothes remained in the driver's seat.
Ooh.
As if somebody took his body away. My dad disappeared.
Oh, can we talk about that for real quick? If I saw a demon in my dad's room and they were like, yeah, you're going to hell in 4 years, I would not talk to my dad. I'd just be like, you know what? I don't even know who he is. I don't even associate with him. Because I wouldn't want the demon to talk to me. I wouldn't want the demon to talk to me. Who? Me? My father going to where? Yeah, I don't associate with him. I'm just joking. But am I? Let's continue.
Somebody took his body away.
Wait, he naked?
My
Right.
dad disappeared. And nobody could find him.
Oh, goodness.
I had prayed to God every single day since then. To find my dad. I swore I would do anything if I could see him at least once. Even if he couldn't come back to me just once. I would be fine.
Boy, if you don't go to sleep
I
and have a
prayed
dream about
over and
him.
over, asking if he was still alive and where he was. Every night I prayed and cried myself to sleep.
Oh no, poor baby.
And last night I had a dream. That mysterious being showed up again and this time in front of me. It was the exact same one I saw years ago. He said to me,
Come with me, if you want to see where your father is.
I would not go with that thing. I would not go. I would be like, you're not taking my soul too. You're not taking my soul. Just because my daddy decided to do something bad doesn't mean you have to take my soul. Okay. 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 Ooh, not that. Continue.
It took my hand and brought me outside.
What?
Immediately after stepping outside, the environment completely changed. It was hell. With boiling lava and sharp penetrating screams of millions of people. It was too hot, and I felt my body was burning in the fire.
Ooh, no.
Because of ear-splitting cries and screams, I couldn't step forward anymore. And there, I saw my dad standing in the middle of hell.
Oh,
He
gosh.
stared at me with wide open eyes, not saying a word. Right in the middle of chaos full of endless pain, he gazed at me with eyes filled with pain and agony.
He
I
got no
wailed,
nose, he got
calling him.
nostrils, right.
But no matter how loud I shouted, he didn't answer. He was just gazing at me, suffering in enormous pain.
Skinny Legend?
The mysterious being standing next to
you
me
got
said,
that's
Your
so.
father killed an innocent person
Oh,
2
goodness.
years before you were born.
Oh, no.
That is the reason why he is here with me.
Ooh. He
In
killed a
hell.
person? Ooh. Your
I
dad
couldn't
killed an
believe
innocent
that.
person?
I started to run to my dad, but at that moment I awoke from my sleep. I was awake, but I still felt the sizzling heat all over my body, and its pain. After that dream, I didn't look for him anymore, and I didn't pray anymore. I think it might just be a silly dream, but I
It
can't
might just be
forget
a
that
dream.
heat, those horrifying screams, and my
Ooh.
dad's eyes. Because all of it seemed so real. I don't know why, but I feel like my dad is in hell.
Oh, goodness.
Try online work and project calendars. Unlike traditional
We're just gonna skip over that ad. Anyways, first off. If the demon said you want to see your father, I would not accept that. Baby, I'd have been like, no, I'm good. You know what? I was praying that I wanted to see him, but you know what? Now that my prayer is coming true, I kind of don't want that to happen. It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. You know what I mean? Because no. Why is it white? I don't know. I'm gonna go grab my crucifix now. Oh my gosh. Not the ads. I know, like. Next one we got
I
is
have
rules.
hated my stepmother ever since my father married her. It was obvious that the feeling was mutual, as she
Ew.
hated children. My father.
Ooh, no. I hate step parents like this. Like, you're gonna have a kid and you're gonna look me in the eye. No, not have a kid. Like, okay, just imagine both of your parents get divorced, right? So your parents get divorced, and then next thing you know, this other girl comes in and wants to smooch up on your father, and it's like, okay, you're the stepmom, I guess, and then she doesn't like children.
It was obvious
Cinderella
that the feeling was
2.0,
mutual,
right?
as
Why
she
marry someone
hated
if you hate children, right?
My father tried to pretend that we were one big happy family, but
No.
it was clear that he knew the truth.
Yeah, literally. Like
She and
he knew the truth and he didn't want to do anything about it. Like, you're not a good father. You just want that punani. You don't care. She looked like that girl from The Ring. Right,
but
look at
it
her.
was clear that he knew the truth.
Mean. For what?
She enforced these stupid rules on me that I hated. The
No.
dumbest.
Oh, no. I don't care what anyone says. If you're going to be my step parent, I have to get to know you to even want to see if you're going to be my parent. Like, at this point, you're just a stranger. Until I know that you're good enough to be my parent, you're not going to give me rules. No. And you might be thinking, wow, you're going to be such a bad kid. No. Exactly, Jay. Like, no, no. Because rules. Oh my gosh, she does remind me of that movie Mama. I don't know why. Imagine putting your girlfriend over your own child. I've had a friend that had a mom, right? Her mom would put her new boyfriend above her child. Every time I go over there, she'll be like, "No, no, like Ryan wants to go here. Like your son's literally starving, and you're over here just like, no. Well, Ryan isn't starving. He's not starving. I don't care." No, I hate parents like this. I hate
She
them.
enforced these stupid rules on me that I hated. The dumbest one was no electronics at nighttime, as she thought I wouldn't get any sleep.
Someone tried to steal my phone, take my phone at nighttime. If a step parent tried to take my phone at nighttime, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. What do you need with my phone that you want to take it? Because I'm not getting enough sleep? Maybe it's because your face. Terrorizing. Look at her. It's trying to steal the... Bruh. What do parents think taking technology is going to do? Like, step parents, I meant. Like, if your parent tells you to, then, like, okay. But, like, looking all weird, it's not giving material.
With no electronics at nighttime, as she thought I wouldn't get any sleep.
Right.
Thankfully, my father listened to reason and made her drop this one. However, unfortunately, I had to obey her other pointless rules, like bedtime by 9, and I wasn't allowed to watch any shows she didn't agree with.
Girl. At this point, she doesn't want a kid. She wants a servant. She wants someone to control. She's a narcissist. Like, do y'all see her face? She looks so upset. She looks like life is just, like, draining her. She's old,
I wasn't allowed to watch any shows.
All that hate is making her look old.
With. I spent a lot of time at my friend's home over the next few months.
Please,
just so I didn't have to deal with her.
That's what I would have done.
Dad's work is sending him away for a conference, so he will be gone for a week.
Oh my gosh, no.
I begged him to let me spend the week at one of my friends, but he refused.
What? Now. I don't understand that parents do this. If your child is telling you they don't want to stay in a house and they want to stay at your friend's house, you just let them go to their friend's house. I mean, if you know their parents, you know their other friend, and you know they're cool, and you know they're responsible, then let them go. But I just feel like he wants to push them together. But if it's not pushing together by itself, it's not going to push. You know what I mean? Annoying.
He kept saying that it would be the perfect chance for us to bond.
I knew it.
I
knew it. This is the perfect chance to bond. Come on, no. If it's not pushing together, if she's not pushing on her end, I'm not going to push on my end.
He left. She had a smirk on her face, as she knew that she was the one in charge of this house.
No.
I went to my room and
I would have ran to my
spend
bestie.
as much time here as possible over the next week. It was about 9 p.m. She walked into my room and told me to go to bed.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. She had to walk into your room to tell you.
p.m. She walked into my room and told me to go to bed.
Look at her being the Grinch.
Then I noticed her grab something from my bedside locker.
What's she doing?
When I confronted her, she reminded me of her rule about no electronics at nighttime. I begged her to return it, but she walked out of the room. I ran to the door and heard a key turn on the other side. There were footsteps walking away as I realized that she wasn't going to return it. Just then, I started to feel lightheaded, as I hadn't eaten in a couple of hours. And
I know she did not just lock that door and take her phone. What if she has? What if she's? Child.
There was nothing to eat in my room. I ended up banging at the door.
Oh my gosh!
Begging her to return my insulin pump, but
her
she
insulin
pretended
pump?
like she couldn't hear me at all.
That's it? That's it? What happened to her? That's it? We're just gonna go to the next story without knowing what's happening? She took her insulin pump. She has diabetes. Y'all. Ooh, I would sock her. I would have socked her. I would have broken down that door somehow. But she has diabetes. Like, I know she was tired. She didn't eat anything. There's no part 2.
My friend Max was one of the types who...
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the other one. That just pissed me off. No sweets, no sugar in her room. At this point, it's torture. She couldn't even call the police because she took her phone. Something's wrong with her. Something is wrong with her. That reminded me of that one movie where the girl had her stepkids. This father married this rich woman, and she ended up the father ended up marrying this woman, and the father's rich, and he basically invited her to her house, and then next thing you know, the woman starts slowly poisoning his kids with like food poisoning, like with rat poisoning in their food, and the girl ended up dying, but the other girl ended up surviving even though she was really sick. Oh my gosh.
My friend Max was one of the types who always did the best he could in school.
Oh my gosh, that's me.
He played basketball, and
that's not me.
Everybody loved him.
That's not me.
One day,
when he said he was doing his best at school, I was like, yeah, that's me. But then he said basketball, and I said exercising. Who's that? That's funny.
He played basketball, and everybody loved him.
Okay, period.
One day, he was on his way home from school, and a girl by the name of Chloe followed him.
Oh my gosh.
While they were on their way, she asked Max if he could be her boyfriend, completely out of nowhere. For your information, this girl had never spoke to him before.
Oh my goodness.
No thanks. I'm not really looking for a girlfriend right now. He answered politely and left.
Okay. If anyone ever asks like that, like, hey, can you be my this, that? I'd be like, oh no. That's scary.
And I guess this angered Chloe.
Ooh.
A few days later, Max was walking home as usual.
Oh my gosh.
Just then, he saw 3 guys walking up to him. One of the guys said to Max, "Where do you think you're going?"
Ooh, what's going on?
Home, Max replied.
I know she did not just snitch on them.
He was in danger until one of the guys took out a knife. The tallest guy suddenly pushed Max to the floor, and the rest started beating him up.
I bet that's her brother. Oh my gosh. This girl, no, hold up. Upsetting.
Then the guy with the knife cut Max's back. Luckily, there was someone who had seen the altercation. He shouted at the 3 boys to stop when Max screamed in pain.
Oh my gosh.
As they ran away, the guy called the police and the ambulance arrived in a few minutes.
Oh, she crazy.
Max woke up in the hospital in severe pain. Then he heard the police speaking to his mom saying, "Ma'am, we've arrested the 4 suspects. 3 boys and 1 girl."
4, yeah.
To his surprise, the girl was Chloe. It turns out she had called 3 of her friends that just happened to be gang members and requested for them to stab Mike and beat him up.
She really said, yeah, he doesn't want me, so we're gonna have to end him. Okay. That's crazy.
Chloe ended up being expelled from school.
Obviously.
And those 3 boys were sentenced to 8 months in jail for helping Chloe in the assault.
You see, Chloe, you should have just taken the rejection like a baddie and just left. But you're not a baddie. You're a saddie. I saw Damon. Hold up. That we're already going to the next one? She's so petty. She chose violence. She was like, oh, you don't want me? I'm gonna have you get beat up and stabbed. Not them acting shocked. Right, she looks scared. Look at her. Look at scared. Look at shook. Honey, you do not have to look shook. You do not have to look scared. Child, anyways, let's continue. I saw a demon late at night. Ooh.
My name is Donovan, and this is a true scary story of mine that happened to me when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
It was a late Friday night. I remember it raining outside,
scary.
and my mom had put on a scary movie.
Oh my gosh.
But
I
about
hate
30
that.
minutes into the movie, she fell asleep.
Look at her falling
So I
asleep.
was watching the movie alone,
Oh my gosh.
and in the movie, a demon was going around killing these teenagers one by one after they summoned.
Not them. Do you see the way they grabbed her? They just slung her.
A
That's the look-
demon was going around killing these teenagers one by one after they summoned the demon in the woods.
She burnt.
I stupidly decided to give it a
Given
try
Armin from
to summon a
Attack of the Titans.
demon. But I gave up after 10 minutes, as nothing seemed to happen.
Did he really just say he was trying to summon a demon? Let's go back. Let's go back.
But I gave up after
No, let's go back.
to summon a demon. But I gave up after 10 minutes, as nothing
Did y'all
seemed.
just hear what he said? To some. Baby, let me tell you one thing. You see in a movie, and you think, haha, kiki, ha 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 ha, kiki, I'm gonna summon a demon. That's a no. That's a no for me.
Seemed to happen. An
Why
hour
is he trying to
later,
summon a demon? Right.
I was going to use the bathroom, but I realized that the entire apartment was dark. At that time, I was deathly afraid of the dark, and I didn't want to go, but I couldn't just hold it anymore.
You're telling me this little boy wanted to summon a demon, but he's scared of the dark. Yeah. Why the heck would he do that when he saw the girl got swooping up? But he's sending Lucifer. It's just that, like, how are you gonna be scared of the dark?
Afraid of the dark, and I didn't want to go, but I couldn't just hold it anymore. So I finally gathered some courage and got up to use the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
But before I made it to the bathroom at the end of the hallway, I saw a dark figure. It appeared out of nowhere, with red glowing eyes, just like the demon from the movie.
No.
It couldn't have been my mom, because she was still sleeping on the couch. And it
Oh,
couldn't
no,
have been
love,
my dad
run.
either,
Run.
because he was still at work.
Yep.
I was scared to death and ran to tell my mom, but when I woke her up, she said that I must have had a bad dream.
Oh goodness.
When I looked back again, it was gone,
Yeah.
but I couldn't get it off my mind.
You're a kid, so like,
I couldn't sleep that night, and things got much worse the next day.
It happened the next day.
Around 8 or 9 p.m., my mom made me go to bed. But when she left the room and turned off the light, that same demon appeared again and jumped towards me. I just hid under my covers the entire night. But in the morning, I was surprised to see a big long crack in the mirror near my bed.
Oh, there's a crack in the mirror?
Now I'm 14 years old,
Ooh.
but I still remember the incident like it was yesterday.
Ooh, he looked terrible.
Hey, wanna play some video games?
No,
I know
don't.
I do.
No,
I haven't seen the
don't.
sun in
No, I
years.
don't. First off. Can we talk about how tired he looks? That boy got insomnia. He was what, 7? Now he's 14? Honey, you can rest. Honey, you can rest. Honey, you can rest. You can rest. You can rest, okay? Now he has some problems. Now he ain't gonna be able to sleep. Poor baby. Someone broke into my house and tried to cut my body.
This happened to me when I was going to school in Los Angeles during the spring of 2012.
Okay.
I grew up in Indiana in a very safe community, so it took a while for me to adjust to the craziness and crime in the city.
Alright.
I was living in an apartment with 4 other women at my college.
Oh, per.
Our place was above a house, so to access it, you had to go down a long alleyway next to the house and up some stairs, so it was pretty out of the way. On this particular day, I stopped by the apartment to grab some music before a choir practice.
The ghetto. Right.
So I came inside and started gathering my materials on the kitchen
Oh, she a
table.
choir girl.
I didn't bother locking the door since I would only be there for a few minutes. There was a knock on the screen door, and when I looked up, there was a man standing on the doorstep. He was a young Hispanic male, medium height, and wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
Oh.
Hello? I called out to him, thinking that he was delivering a package or something. The man doesn't say a word and
No.
reaches down and opens.
No. Oh my god. If you see a man or just anyone just stand at your doorway, just don't. Just don't. Just don't assume. Just close the door. Always be scared. Always be scared. Don't be like, oh, maybe they're doing... No. Always be scared. Because I'm telling you, being scared will save your life. Period. Period.
The man doesn't say a word and reaches down and opens the screen door.
Oh no.
He then begins to walk towards me. Still at this point, I was not alarmed, starting to say
What?
something about him leaving the package on the table, when I noticed...
Is she dumb? Is she dumb? I think she's dumb. Because, baby, he walked in. People that have packages do not just walk in. Now, if you told him to come in, and he came in, and you still think he has... Where's the package, hun? Where's the package? Because the package right now is looking like...
starting to say something about him
stupid.
leaving the package on the
She's
table.
a huge red flag.
When I noticed, he didn't have one. The only thing in his hand was a box cutter. By the time I realized this, he was too close for me to escape, and he put the blade against my neck. He then told me to get up and walk into my roommate's bedroom next to the kitchen. He locks the door and pushes me onto the bed. My mind is racing the whole time, telling myself that he probably just wants to rob me, and that I will let him take whatever he wants.
Oh, no.
As I'm sitting on the bed, he starts looking around the room. He then grabs some telephone cables next to the bed and begins trying to tie my wrists together.
What's going on?
It wasn't working too well, but he kept trying. I eventually
goodbye.
snapped out of my trance, realizing that this situation could become even more dangerous if he binds me. I screamed and started pushing him. I made a break for the door. He caught me and tried again to tie my hands together, but I was thrashing and screaming and
Oh my
kept
gosh.
hitting him in his head.
I'm so sorry. But the way I thought he was gonna do some, stuff to her that's like non-consensual. But she said no, I'm gonna hit the way
But
I
I was
screamed.
thrashing and screaming
Look at her
and kept
beat him
hitting him
up.
in his head. After a few seconds of this, he decides to bail and runs out of the apartment.
Okay, but I love her. At first she was a dum-dum. At first she was a dum-dum. A dummity dum-dum. She is a dum-dum. But she's a dum-dum that has fist. She has some fist. She's not the smartest. Because she was like waiting for him to tie. And she was like, Oh, wait. No, that's not okay. And then she said, and then she started running.
I followed him, screaming for help.
Oh my gosh.
One of my neighbors who lived in the house under our apartment came out within seconds and saw the guy running down the alley and chased him into the street.
Oh my
We
gosh.
called the cops, and they came right away. I ended up going down to the station, where I worked with a police sketch artist on a composite that ended up being posted on the television. They caught the guy within a week.
Yes.
The police officer who responded to the scene said that there was a
She was
local
so
gang
dumb
that
to
required
let
new
that be.
members to cut off the nipples of women and bring them back as an offering.
What? Oh my god. Did I hear that right? Hold up, wait a minute. Can I go?
New members to cut off the nipples of women and bring them back as an offering. Ever since this experience, I always tell people to lock their doors, even if they're just stopping by to grab a few things. You're better off safe than sorry.
Cut off what? The nips of women? For an offering? That is sick. That is sickening. Sick. That's so nasty. Okay, we're gonna do one more. The crazy man that tried to break into our house.
This happened several months ago.
Oh.
We had a store beside our house in the big hut. And there was always a guy who would come in and purchase beer in the store. He would always get it for free and said that he would pay for it all in the next month. However, he never kept his word. 1 month later, me, my mom, and my dad were staying at our hut. While they were eating dinner, I was in the back playing video games.
Oh, period.
After a few minutes had went by, the guy came in to get a beer for free. And this time, my mom and dad had got mad at him.
Right.
Dad asked him to pay the bill right now, and this made the man angry. They started yelling at each other, and my dad told us to go back inside the house.
Also, give this a like spike in 3,
And the guy just
2,
suddenly left.
1, 0.
I could
Let's
see
get
him
this
bringing
70.
his AK-47 and sitting on the chair.
Oh.
Pack up your things and spend the night at your grandma's house.
Oh my gosh.
Dad told us as my mom and I got in the car to get ready to head to my grandmother's house.
Okay.
One of my cousins was staying there, so I spent the night with her playing video games, and my mom was watching TV with my grandma. The next morning, we woke up to my dad's phone call, and he had told my mom what happened last night. That guy tried to break into our house.
Oh no.
Mom eventually called the police, but the man was never found. The next day when we returned home, Dad told us our dog had died. He said he was found with a big gash on his neck, which was most likely the cause of death. And one of our neighbors heard intense barking that night. She also saw a guy walking around our house. After the investigation, the police found out that he had an axe which was used to kill my dog. Since that horrific incident, my dad's friend and cousins went to our house to guard for the nights. And unfortunately, the guy was still never found. I hope that I don't encounter him in the future.
Okay.
It's time.
No, we don't need an ad. Now, he's a horrible human being. A horrible human. Not what did the dog do? At this point it's not even animal abuse. It's just animal cruelty at this point. Just like, that's sad. The poor dog didn't even deserve that. What did the dog do? Besides bark and protect his family like a good pal. Anyways, that is all for today's video. I am going to... But I hope you guys have an amazing night. We're going to continue this tomorrow. Good night. Love you guys. That was sad.